Warning, the following video contains strong language which may be offensive to some viewers and or inappropriate for children. The content within this video is intended for mature audiences only.
Inside the Drag Closet with Jade. Join Jade DeVere and her fabulous team of guests as they discuss all things drag, from wigs to makeup to performances and everything in between.
Join us at WLFE-DV.com for upcoming shows and more.
Well, hello there, kids. Welcome to Inside the Drag Closet, the interactive vodcast where we talk about all things drag and some things that aren't. Who knows? We're really just here to have a good time. All right, enough of that. So, happy Cinco de Mayo, everyone, or as I've been saying all day, welcome to Revenge of the 5th, because I'm a nerd and that's what I gravitate to. We have a fantastic show planned for you this evening. I am joined by my lovely co-host, Amethyst Diamond, and we have all the way from the Baltimore area, wait, let me get the title correct. Miss DC Universo Latina USA Plus 2021 and 2022, the fabulous Miss CANDI Fuentes is joining us here this evening. And we have a lot to get to, so I'm going to start with a little bit of who, what, and nope, I knew I would click the wrong one. Who are you? What are you wearing? And where can we find you? I literally was just saying backstage, I better not click the wrong one. So who am I? My name is Jade DeVere. I am a drag performer. I've been doing drag as long as I can remember. I absolutely love it. I have fun doing drag. So that's why we're here. What am I wearing? So I wanted to give you a little bit of a Sith fantasy this evening. Makeup is mostly by Morphe, with a little Wet n Wild cream stick involved. All the eye makeup is Morphe. The lips are from the Lip Bar. If you've never gotten stuff from the Lip Bar, their lipsticks smell so good. They're so tempting to eat. They're this nice chocolatey scent. I love it. Of course, my jewelry set this evening is, of course, Rocks by Cogs. And my outfit is made by me. I actually made this outfit years ago for the New Jersey Renaissance Fair, and she's a little Sithy this evening, I think. Last but not least, where can you find me? You can find me every Wednesday night right here on Inside the Drag Closet on WLFE-DB.com. We are part of Safe Space Radio, so make sure you tune in there. Make sure you like all of our shows. We have a lot of different fantastic shows, a lot geared toward the LGBT plus community, and we are working on 2 more shows now, but we'll get to that in just a little bit. I want to see who's commenting already. Vicky is commenting. Good evening, Vicky. So good to see you. The fabulous Miss Ruby Red is watching this evening. Hi, ladies. Oh, Robin is watching. Good evening. We got a happy Cinco de Mayo. Fantastic. I hope everybody out there is drinking. It is Cinco de Mayo after all. Reese is saying, hot damn, Jade. Thank you. Thank you for noticing. If anyone's on TikTok and follows me on TikTok, you got a preview of this. Yes, I was guessing the look would be Star Wars related. I had to. I am that nerd. I had to go Star Wars tonight. Hello, my amazing beauties. Hello, Cassie. I was literally just talking about you. Miss Cassie will be doing a podcast here on WLFE soon. We're still working on the title for it, so keep your eyes open for that. We are going to be having a woman's perspective in the gay area, something we desperately need. I look amazing. Thank you, Vicky. I think so. Your eyes are fantastic. Thank you, Phyllis. I was playing with makeup tonight. You know, I like a very cut crease, and then I just did it all dark and just added a shimmer in the middle of it. And it really, I'm feeling this look tonight. Orion's agreeing. I look fantastic tonight. Jamie Angel is here. Love the makeup and costumery. Thank you so much. Oh, we've got Mikey A. Bermudez saying, hello, Candy Fuentes. Candy's going to be joining us in just a couple minutes, but I can't sit here all by myself. I do have to welcome my beautiful co-host for the evening, enjoying her Cinco de Mayo. Everyone put your hands together for the fabulous Amethyst Diamond.
Hola, everybody. How are we tonight? Hello, my sister Jade. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing wonderful, baby. Doing wonderful. Feeling good. Ready to celebrate the Mexican culture of Cinco de Mayo.
Oh, fantastic. Well, Amy, why don't you give us a little who, what, and where?
Absolutely. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Inside the Drag Closet. My crazy ass. My name is Amethyst Diamond. I've been doing drag for about 22 years. What am I wearing tonight? I'm wearing a cute little updo piece that I put together. Some lovely red flowers. I'm also wearing a black piece. I probably about, but don't it?
Amy, hang on a sec.
Yeah.
Your audio is popping in and out.
Oh no! Hold on.
I know, not again.
Not again.
So what she was saying, she's wearing that, she's wearing that, she's wearing some of that, she's doing that, and there's this. Technology is fun. When you get all dolled up and you try to be pretty and then you have to do tech stuff on top of it, you're asking a lot of us. Let's try again.
I know. It's really cool. Am I back?
I think you're back. You're very quiet, though.
Ah, poop.
Poop. Just talk louder.
Okay. So, everybody, let's see. We covered the who, the what. Where am I? You can find me in South Central Pennsylvania, here in York County. You can find me on Facebook under Amethyst Diamond 1 and Instagram under Amethyst_Diamond 1. Well, I forgot my rock.
Oh.
Heaven forbid she's going to kill me. Never make another thing for me.
Right. I just ordered another set from her.
Me too. I pick it up on Tuesday. I can't. Rock by Cox, the one and only, the only person I wear truly. Yes, love you, bitch. Yeah, there's that.
Fantastic. We have a lot of people tuning in for Candy this evening. I'm super excited about that.
As they should. She is larger than life and just a joy to be around. She's hilarious. She's amazing entertainment. And I'm so excited.
Girl, do you want to give her official intro tonight?
Oh my goodness, I'm going to have to write down her title. It's like this long. Ladies and gentlemen.
Do you want me to say the title and you do the rest?
Yes. That'd be great.
Alrighty, kids. We have Miss DC Universo Latina USA Plus 2021 and 2022.
Yes, ma'am. Coming to you on Inside the Drag Closet. We have the wonderful, the talented Miss CANDI FUENTES. Woo! Look at you, baby.
Hi, everybody. How are you?
Fabulous.
Awesome. Well, hello, everybody. I'm CANDI FUENTES. I am from the Baltimore area, and I am your Miss DC Universo Latina Plus Miss 2021 and 2022. To introduce to you a little bit about me, who are you, what am I wearing, and where can I find you? I am CANDI FUENTES. I started drag in 2000 and 100 years ago. So I am wearing, so from the top to the bottom, the hair is me, the makeup is me. The jewelry is Elegant Eye Candy by David Wallace, or Wally for short. Fantastic jeweler. He is actually who does all of my jewelry and all of my rhinestones. So if you are looking for anything jewelry-wise, he is absolutely 100% the person to go to. And then where can I find you? I do host or co-host a show with a good friend of mine, Casey Florence, and our friend Victoria Ray Florence at Union Jacks in Columbia, Maryland, as well as the Periodic Table in Columbia as well. We also, you can find me in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware at the Pines, the Blue Moon, and Shrimpy's Drag Bar. So we do host a lot of shows, and we are opening a new show in Dover, Delaware with a good friend of mine and that is Sickening Saturdays. So if you're looking for something to do, definitely check out my Facebook page, Candi Fuentes, or my Instagram, The Candi Fuentes, and you can find something to do almost every night of the week.
That is amazing.
Thank you, baby.
I have to tell you, you are getting so much love in the comment section right now. Like, so many people have tuned in for you this evening. So
I love it.
I want to say thank you for that.
I am so happy to be here with you guys. Let's have some fun.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Now, Candi, I have a question because it was something I got to post when I posted the individual bio for you, and it made me cackle. You told me the story earlier, but I want you to share it with everybody about your first time in drag.
Oh, Lord. So my first time in drag was 100 years ago. I started in 2008, and I started at a little bar in Lexington, Kentucky. It is actually one of the oldest gay bars in the country. It's called The Bar. Super simple, right? Like stupid simple, The Bar. Now, I will tell you, it smells like absolute urine. It's absolutely terrible to go into, but it smells like Kentucky. Okay, it really, like, I'm sorry if any of you are from Kentucky, but it is where I got my start. You'd think, oh my God, this little gay boy is in like Lexington, and oh my gosh. So I was in Lexington at a bar, and they were having an open stage night, and it was a Thursday night, right? So who goes out on Thursdays but the gays, right? So we decided that, okay, I was going to go to the store and I was going to put on, anybody could enter, and it was like an open stage, and they dared me to do it. And I was like, fine, whatever. I'll accept a dare, anything to do it, right? And so I went to the store and I bought my best CoverGirl makeup, and I bought that good old hard front wig, and you know, my see-through bra and my panty, and I thought I was the ticket. Thought I was the ticket. And you know, I put on that little felt tip, you know, brush and brushed it on, and man, I looked in the mirror and I was like, ooh, these bitches couldn't touch me. No. Well, little did I know they touched me.
Oh no.
They did. They knocked me right off that stage.
Oh.
That's kind of where I got that start. It was a good time. It was, you know, a really fun escape. I got to be a person without any bills. Without, you know, I was in college at the time, so I got to be somebody that didn't, you know, have to go to school the next day or go to work, or I could be whoever I wanted to be. And at that point, my name was Candy Cane, you know, because everybody's got to have a shtick, right? So it was Candy Cane. And I did a really fun open stage, and then it kind of developed from there. I started, you know, doing open stage every week to try and get better and better. And then I met Adriana, and she actually took me underneath of her wing. If any of you know Adriana Fuentes, she is my mother. She's been in a lot of national competition. She's been a national title holder for a couple of different systems, but a great, great person. And that's kind of really where I learned a lot of my craft.
That's amazing.
Thanks.
Amethyst, I know you two are friends, but do you have any questions for Candi?
Tragically.
I do. So Candi, I am not familiar with the current system that you are representing. Tell me a little bit about this.
Awesome. So the Universo Latino system has been around since the early 2000s. The really awesome thing about it, and what most people don't know, is it's not just Latino. So if you look at me, I'm white. Like white. I'm naturally Italian. I am not a Latino. I absolutely love all cultures, but I will not claim to be something that I'm not. So I am not Latino. But the really cool thing about this system is that they're really looking for people that have a passion of doing what they're doing. So, you know, that's in female impersonation, that's drag, that's pageantry. They're really looking, and it's a true sisterhood. Everybody that I have met so far, and so far everyone that has embraced me from this system has truly been really, really awesome. The owners, Lalo Laris and Jenky, his partner, are DC relatives or DC natives. They're both from Panama. So that's kind of where the system got its name originally. But one of the cool things about this system that necessarily doesn't happen in every system is that this system believes in giving back. So one of the things that drew me to this system in particular was the fact that every contestant, when they go to nationals, has to bring with them a platform of what they're going to be about for their year as their reign. And during their reign, they actually have to hold fundraising opportunities and different things for charity in order to give back to their communities. So if I do win this title in October, the really cool thing that we'll be doing is that I will then get to go out into the community and fundraise for different events, bring that title to those things, and then at the end of the year, donate all the money that we've raised to those different charities. So that's really the cool thing about the Universo Latino pageant. If you are in DC, I will be the official crowning for me is, I know I'm wearing it, but the official crowning for me is actually this Saturday, or this Friday, and that is at the Noah Noah nightclub in Falls Church, Virginia. So if you do have a chance to get down there, please come down there and support. I would love to see each and every one of you. And if you do not get an opportunity to come down there, please make sure you get tickets for the National October contest, which is October 10th and 11th, and that is in Sterling, Virginia.
Amazing. Now, we were talking a little bit earlier. Pageantry is a huge thing in the drag world. And one thing that struck me as fascinating was I've heard of people being handed their title before, and usually it's a little, I don't want to say shady, but sometimes it's like, But you're in a very different situation because you were granted your title, correct?
I was. So the different thing about, in order for everyone to kind of be responsible this year, most pageant systems have had to appoint their title holders. So the cool thing is that really it's going to be kind of a bloodbath because they get to handpick all the contestants. So most people, now there are some like Miss Universo Latina Miami just happened this past week, and there were some really fierce competitors that came out for that, and they did crown someone. But in a lot of the states where they're facing a lot more of the restrictions and everything since COVID happened, they are doing a lot of appointing in order to be responsible. So I really think that was important. I am appointed instead of actually running for the title. However, that does not mean that I did not earn what I've gotten to. I've really worked hard and done a lot of hours of putting it in for this system. I've also gone to both of their national competitions for the last 2 years. So I've done a lot of work and a lot of research on making sure that this was something and someone that I wanted to be a representative for.
That's beautiful. You hear all the time about, performers just running after title. And like, I can already tell, like, you are passionate about it, which is so beautiful and refreshing to see.
Thank you.
And I can tell, like,
what is it?
What are some of the categories for the pageant?
Okay, so the number one category that is going to scare me is swimsuit, because you can't see me because I'm like here down, right? But I am not small in the least. So the biggest category that scares me is going to be swimsuit. But it is evening gown, talent, swimsuit, and question and answer. Most of the time it would be a 2-night pageant. But in order to make sure that we're socially distanced and everything of that nature, it is going to be a 1-night pageant this year. The plus division is on Sunday night, which is the 10th. So I will be competing at that time. So a lot of work is going into it right now. A lot of money, a lot of work, a lot of time. A group of my friends, like I talked about earlier, Casey, that I do a show with, and her husband, Victoria. They're going to be in my talent. I have a group of people behind the scenes, Champagne Douglas, who used to run in the America system, David Wallace, who is my jeweler. They are all really working hard to make sure that I am ready and able to go to nationals. So it really does take a team and a village. I appreciate being on here because, it only helps me get, more followership and people screaming for me at nationals. So I really appreciate being here too.
Absolutely.
You bet.
We are more than happy to have you with us. Thank you for sharing your talent, spirit, and your beauty to everybody out there.
I want to point out some of the comments we're getting right now, like from Casey. Casey, you are going to look fabulous in your swimsuit, Mama. Cassie responded, "Girl, rock it for us, big girls. You look flawless, just as you are."
Yeah.
KC is commenting, "Nothing but support from my sister." We got a fun question, and this is definitely a great pageanty question from Phyllis. Are the contestants catty?
Oh, that is a good question. It really, I'm going to be honest with you. It depends on what system you're going into. I've competed in a couple of them, and I will say that I've met some catty people. But honestly, when you're getting into that level of drag, everybody understands that you're there and you have to put on your best show for one night. You get one shot really to put your best foot forward. It's not like you get the opportunity to go out there and laugh about it and then get on the microphone and make fun of yourself. You really have to put your best foot forward. So most of the girls that are competing at that level, there's a level of understanding and sisterhood that happens there where, you know, oh my gosh, my shoe broke. Well, girl, here, I've got a shoe. Or, hey, you know, my zipper just busted. And that's everyone's worst fear. You're stepping onto stage for evening gown and boop, your zipper's gone. So I will say that most of the girls that I've interacted with at pageants are pretty good. The catty part really comes with the people that they bring with them. I will say, you know, when there's a winner for every competition, and if it's not your time, it's not your time. And that's perfectly fine. So I will say that I've seen the most catty that I've seen is from some of the audience members, more so than I have the pageantry system. But I will say for the current system that I'm working with now, I have not met one person yet that I would not hang out with outside of this.
I love hearing that.
Yeah.
I always tell the story. One of the last times I competed for something, my husband was there filming my talent number. It was going really well, and you can hear someone right in the middle of my number go, "Next." I ended up winning. So
that's so rude. Did they get kicked out?
No.
Sadly, they don't. And you're looking at everybody, you're like,
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and the funny thing is, it was a well-lit room. I know exactly who said it, and they've been nothing but nice to me ever since.
Oh, wow.
What comes back around, bitch, right?
Oh, yeah.
Right. And that's the first person you see at the next show trying to do drag.
Mm-hmm. And that's when you hand them a quarter.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
You want a tip? Don't yell stupid shit during a show.
Yeah.
Write it on your napkin.
Yeah. Hand it to me later. Tip me with that. You
exactly.
Suck. Oh, you care. Yeah. We're getting a lot of questions, and I love these. And this is a really good question from Orion Angel. If you are judging, what do you look for in the talent portion of a pageant?
That is actually a really good question. If I was judging, and I've judged for a couple of systems now, I've done a couple of prelims for America. It all depends on the system. So you get a contestant packet beforehand, and each contestant packet has its own qualifications of what they're looking for each thing. But if I was looking at a talent myself, I look for the fact of, does it catch my attention? You know, so many girls can do a talent and they have a sickening lip sync, but it's boring. Right. You know, so does it capture my attention? I know that that's not really a category, and it's not really somewhere to critique somebody, but does it? You know, at the end of the day, that's what we're here to do. We're here to entertain, and we're here to give a show to people. So does it capture my attention is number one. Number two, do you know your words? I can't tell you how many times I've been to a pageant and they're like, watermelon, coconut, and the words are, and you're like, girl, how the hell did you get to this level and you don't know your words? So number 2, know your words. Number 3, if you're gonna have dancers, they all have to be in sync. So my number 1 advice to you as a performer, or if you're entering into a pageant, is think about what can be clocked. The more that you put into a title or into a talent, say you've got 8 dancers, now you've got 8 people that can screw up.
Yeah.
So if you're strong enough to hold your own in a solo or with 2 people, do it. Practice it, be comfortable with it, go out and do it in a show beforehand, get somebody to tape it, give you feedback, and be open to that feedback. They're not trying to critique you. They're not trying to put you down, but they're trying to help. So that would be my number 3, is remember that if you're going to have a lot of people, that's a lot of people that can be clocked for different things, whether that's the fit of their costume, they're not on the beat, they're lip syncing to your music. Number 1, your backup dancers love to get into the music. They've listened to it 3,000 times during rehearsals, and now all of a sudden they're the drag queen lip syncing to your music. I've seen that so many times. But number 4 is just go out there and have fun. You can definitely see when someone is uncomfortable. And if you're uncomfortable and not having a good time with it, then they're not going to have a good time with it, and they're going to see all the imperfections. So the more fun you're having with it, the more the judges are going to feed into what you're looking and you're selling.
That's so true. Like, everything you just said was so spot on. Like, literally, I was like, what would my answer to this be? And then you started crossing off my list. And, you know, there's a level, you want to see someone enjoying what they do. Like, for me, that's very important. And that's not just in talent. I remember I was judging a pageant once, and there was a queen that came out who sadly is no longer with us. But when she smiled in her evening gown, it was, and I was like, you look like you're in pain. She's like, I'm doing a pageant smile. This is how I've been trained to smile. You don't know what you're looking for. And I'm like,
it looks like you're shitting your pants.
Yeah. I'm like, you look like
that part right there. Yep.
Yeah. And I remember telling her, I was like, you're a dynamic performer. I want you to try comedy. And she's like, I don't do comedy. I did it once. I'll never do it again. I'm like, why are you here at Critique then if you know the answers?
Exactly. I mean, you have to be diverse in, what we do as far as drag is concerned. You can't be a one-note entertainer. It's not going to carry you. Even if you're really good at that one note, you have to learn to play other things.
Exactly. But honestly, for a pageant, if that's what you're really looking for, know your strength. If you are not a dancing queen, do not do a dance number. If you are not a comedy queen, don't go out there and try to be Paula Deen. If you know what your strength is and play to it. If you're somebody that can, go out there and captivate a crowd because you're beautiful, then go out and do a beautiful production.
Yes.
Know what your strength is.
Yeah. I've wasted so much time doing things that were other people's ideas.
Yes.
None of them were ever successful.
And by the time you spend $2,000 on a talent because you got 100 backup dancers,
right? And
they all have to eat, and they all have to stay where you are, and they all have to, absolutely. It's a waste of money at that point if you're not strong doing what you're comfortable doing.
Yep.
Candy, what's your favorite category?
For me, my favorite category is interview. Believe it or not, in my professional life, I do medical. And I've been a GM of a lot of restaurants. So I love to get to know people. And I do a really good interview. So that's normally the one score that carries through all of your categories. So I will say that is something I am good at. The other one that I really love is gown, because of all the glamour. I love to put on a beautiful dress. I love to put on some jewelry, something that sparkles and hits the light. That is one of my favorite moments, is when you get to walk out and you just truly feel beautiful. You can hear the crowd like gasp when you take off your cover up, or they shine the light and your gown hits your stones hit all the light. That is probably one of my favorite moments. Exactly.
I'm getting excited, girl. Getting excited. Lord.
I will say, if you all are looking for an amazing gown designer, one of the owners of this pageant, his name is Lalo. He is out of DC, but he is who is designing my evening gown. So keep your eyes out for it in October. But he is a fantastic gown designer here locally in the Maryland area.
She got her pen out.
Lalo, Lalo, and last name is Lares. It's Lares.
Gracias.
De nada.
And speaking of where you get all of your fabulous stuff, you talked a little bit earlier about evening eye candy with Wally.
Yes. David is one of my very good friends. We've been friends for probably about 15 years. He is a fantastic jeweler, in that everything that he does is quality. I will say that 100%. I'm wearing from his crown, earrings, necklace, bracelets, rings. I have probably owned some of the pieces of jewelry that I've had from him for 12 to 15 years, which you really don't see a lot anymore. But I will say that anytime something breaks, anytime that there's a stone that falls out, he is really good about making sure that he takes care of his product. And if you're ordering from him, a lot of his stuff it's very quick. You don't have to worry about the shipping information. You don't have to worry about the tracking. Which I know is happening because I've seen it on all the drag stories about, jewelers that can't get their stuff out, or their stuff shows up broken, or the stones are plastic. So, you're paying a lot of money for this. And I will say that he is probably one of the most economical jewelers I've ever met as well. I've owned a lot of different jewelry from different people. And I will say over the years that he is probably the best price jeweler that I've ever met, and has the best reputation for replacing or fixing something if it breaks.
That's
amazing.
amazing.
He's been around for a long time too, hasn't he?
I have, yeah.
Yeah, I actually have a set of chandelier buttons from him that they're probably like they hang on my chest. They're so long. They were less than $90.
Yeah, I will say, he and I have been working on smaller things. So like these earrings I'm wearing right now are smaller. We've been working on some things for the girl. I do not have a long neck. So I know it, I'm all jewelry right now. He and I have been working on earrings and things that are made for people with a smaller neck. That way it's not that thing that hangs down and it's hard to wear. So we've been really doing a lot of work, and a lot of that is going to be coming up very soon.
Yeah.
Amazing.
How do you get a hold of Wally?
If you want to get on Facebook, the easiest way to get a hold of him is his name is David Wallace, Wallace, or on the poster that Jade just showed. His phone number is actually on the bottom of that poster as well. Okay. If you do shoot him a message, just let him know that I sent you, and he will take really good care of you. I promise you that.
Amazing. So we are going to take a quick commercial break. I know we have a few more questions in the comment section, so we're going to get to those. After the commercial break, we're going to have a little bit of Diamond Ditch, so I'm excited to see what Amethyst has planned for us this evening. But I hope you all stick around, and we will be back momentarily.
WLFE Digital Broadcast Network is on TV. You can watch all of our shows on WLFE-DB.com. Check out our channels. Paranormal View for all of your paranormal type shows. LGBTQ Friends for all of our LGBTQ shows. Variety Unlimited for all other shows. It runs 24/7 right on WLFE-DB.com. You'll even catch the lives, all in one place. Never miss an episode, past or future. WLFE-DB.com, where our shows are your shows. Here at WLFE-DB, you can find shows that vary in many topics. The paranormal, the creepy, heavy metal, and LGBTQ and drag. Our shows are your shows, and we want to provide a wide diversity for all to enjoy. So, tune in to facebook.com/WLFEDB Radio. Like, follow, and share with your friends and family. Also, go check out our website at www.WLFE-DB.com. 2021 just got better. Your favorite shows from WLFE-DB Radio can now be found on Facebook Live and YouTube Live. Yes, we now video stream to both of those platforms. Search for your favorite shows like Where's My Sage, Inside the Drag Closet, Across the Pond, Everything Yet Nothing, Paratalk Radio, Step into the Paranormal, The Creepy Parlor, Just Cindy, and more. Now you won't miss an episode. Remember, follow Facebook Live and YouTube Live. Make sure you subscribe and follow your favorite WLFE-DB radio shows.
More from WLFE DB Radio Network after this.
Hey guys and dolls, this is Casey DeVille, the better half of DeVille Inc., Baltimore, Maryland. If you're ever in Baltimore, stop in and see me and Tony. Invisible Brie, 5920 Eastern Avenue, Baltimore, Maryland, 21224. Give us a call if you're in the area at 410-400-9641, or look us up on the web at DeVilleInc.com. DeVille Inc., where we specialize in you.
Oh yeah. Life just got sweeter now that WLFE-DB has merchandise. Show your support by purchasing your t-shirts for WLFE, Paratalk Radio, Inside the Drag Closet, and more. But it doesn't stop there. T-shirts, coffee mugs, tanks, buttons, cloth bags, and more. Go to WLFE-DB.com. On the top bar, click on the merchandise tab and bam, there you go. You got merch. Support the shows. WLFE-DB.com.
You're listening to WLFE DB Radio. Now, back to our program.
Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Inside the Drag Closet. It's time yet again for another version of my Diamond Dish. And today we're going to talk about things that inspire us. What are some things that inspire you in your everyday life? Is it your job? Is it your friends? Is it food? Is it music? I know for me, a lot of times when I'm feeling down or just need a little inspiration, I always turn to music. Music is one of my biggest outlets in life. Hence being a drag queen as well, getting to perform that music for all of you out there. I know that when I put on a good song, I forget about everything. And the important thing is to just remember to dance like nobody's watching and to laugh like you are absolutely insane, which I try to do most times in my life to help me get through those days that I'm feeling a little glum. Another way you can inspire yourself, food is always a good inspiration for me. I love cooking, I love fine wine and fine dining and things like that. And just finding that special recipe out there that you can make for yourself to make yourself feel good, and you can share it with your friends and your family as well. One of my biggest inspirations is turning my love and my light into a positive thing for other people and paying it forward. There are small things that you can do out there, whether it be reaching out on social media or writing a thank you card or a hello card, just to reach out to people and tell them that you're thinking of them and that you love them. That little bit of effort goes miles for the other person. We never know what each other is going through. This life is challenging, especially in today's world with COVID and all the many things happening in our world that are very sad for us. But we have to remember that we are the light in the world, and it's important for us to share and spread that light. Go out there, hug your friends, tell your friends and family that you love them, and let them know that you're thinking of them. You know, do small things for people. Hold the door for somebody. Carry somebody's groceries. Just call them on the phone. You know, it makes a world of difference when people see that you are actively trying to acknowledge them and tell them that they are special. And in return, you get such power back. I know that when I help people, reach out to people, the feeling that I get back is worth so much more. So remember to be kind to each other, reach out to each other, and turn that power into a so to speak.
You really are just love and light, and I have to say, like, having Amethyst in my life has made me want to be a better person and has made me a better person. Because, like, yes, we're in this great facade of doing drag right now, but this is just us talking. You know, there's a fun dichotomy of, look at all this makeup. I'm sitting here being real with you, but I'm a Sith Lord right now. So,
Right.
Although my makeup's a little off, so I don't know if she's a Lord, but she's definitely a dark acolyte. I am that nerd. But yes, to reiterate what Amethyst says, like, put positivity out there and you will get it back.
Tenfold. It'll come back tenfold. It's
Speaking of fantastic positivity, do we want to bring her back?
Yes, bring my baby back. Bring her on back.
Fantastic. Let's bring back our fabulous special guest for this evening, the amazingly talented Candi Fuentes.
Ah.
You're all right, girl.
These two are shooting rainbows and butterflies up your ass. To the point where I finished half my drink listening to this. That was so nice. You are the winner of Miss Congeniality this year.
Thank you so much. Today's Diamond Dish is brought to you by Truth.
White Claw, because I'm white trash.
I love it. Yes, ma'am.
Oh, my Lord.
Yes.
You know what inspires me?
What's that?
A 20-piece fucking nugget and some sweet and sour sauce.
Fat.
Oh,
You could probably get me to do anything for McDouble. Anything.
they used to do a 50-piece, and I'm like, where has this been all my life?
They're shady. They get rid of the good shit.
Yes,
Yep.
they do.
These two are talking
So
about
let's get back to answering some questions. We got a lot of questions coming in too. The first one, I love this question. I have heard this question myself. This time it is directed right at Miss Candi. It is, let's see if I butcher this name. From Mitko Ganchev. Candi, will you be my drag mama?
Hell no. Hell no. I know this one. So Mitko and I have actually been friends for probably, Jesus, a long time. Before she was legal. And yes, she's legal now. But I love her. They're probably, if there's one thing I could tell anybody in the world, it is find people that you truly can connect with. And that, you know, at the end of the day, if you were in a jail cell, there'd be some bitches behind you, and those are the bitches you want to connect yourself with. And Mitko and his husband and a group of our friends, those are some bitches that I know would be in the jail cell, because we'd be talking about how we might have done something real stupid, but the people that we did it to, they aren't around to talk about it anymore. So those are the good girlfriends that you know you'll always have. She knows damn well I won't put makeup on her, though. She knows I won't do it.
I love that.
I love it.
The next question we have here is from Casey Florence. I have a question. What drives you to put on your heels and your looks every show? Candi, do you want to start with that one?
That is a really good question, actually. I started drag because, like every other college student, it was obviously a dare, but I said earlier that it was an outlet for me. And like every other college student, they offer you credit card after credit card after credit card. And I was young and stupid. Actually, I won't say I was stupid. I was naive. And I took that credit card, and it was like a magic source of money. And I spent on it and spent on it and spent on it. And, just coming out to everyone around me and my family, what made me feel good was to spend money. And I can't say, my family was one of the most supportive groups of people that I have ever had. And I am so fortunate to make sure, or to have those people. Even my grandparents, everybody was super, super supportive. My father, my mother, everyone. So, I cannot say that I had it hard. Unlike a lot of folks that I've talked to, a lot of people that have had it way, way worse than I did, especially in Kentucky. Coming out in Kentucky, it was a very different world. I remember standing in a parking lot as a drag queen and watching a transsexual boy that was not, he was not passable at that time, literally getting beaten in the parking lot. And it was really scary. So it was an outlet for me. What inspired me to put my heels on every day is that little boy that needs somebody to say it's okay. That needs somebody to say it's okay to be the person inside of you. You don't have to be a woman. You don't have to want to be a woman. But the person that I put on is somebody that doesn't have a care. They want to make people laugh. They enjoy what they're doing. They don't have a bill. There's just no stress. So for me, it's a way to escape from my real reality, and provide that escape for the people that come and see me. It's so special to me when parents bring their children to our shows, because it shows me that there's change actually happening in the world, which is really, really cool to see. Casey and I actually work together, and we've brought people, children behind stage that want to be drag queens, and put them all up in makeup and hair, and they go out and they get to live that fantasy for 5 minutes. And you never know what that fantasy is doing for somebody, whether that is, they're thinking about doing something to themselves, or they're not mentally well. And that moment of kindness, or that moment of escape that you help provide to them, is really kind of what changes their view of something, or changes their view of themselves. So I'll say what inspires me is making people laugh and giving them an escape.
I love that. Amethyst, anything to add?
Candy, you pretty much hit everything there. When I do drag, I put on the armor. I become super for the gay subculture.
Girl, your internet is shit.
Is it?
It's still popping in and out.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
You was trying to have a magical moment. I knew it.
I know. I'm so sorry. Can you hear me now?
I think it's popping down when you get too quiet.
Is that what it is?
It might be. It might be trying to mute quieter sounds.
I'm sorry.
It's all right. I told you to be loud.
I know. Can you hear me now, though?
We heard that.
Yeah. Oh, see, look, Candy. So what inspires me is Candy Fuentes and her smart ass.
I do what I can.
I do it for the kids out there. I do it for the voice of the unheard. It gives us a platform to where people listen to us, pay attention to us. We're covered in all of the I do it for the people that are afraid to speak out, for the people who don't feel their voice. And I do it for my own personal emotional outlet. So I do drag to inspire people.
I love that. I want to do an episode of this show, and I want to call it Drag Helped Me Find Myself. And I want to feature trans people who did drag, and that helped them embrace their true identity. I'm going to start doing some research. I think that'd be a great one. Now we have another question here from my husband, who always gets the questions that are like, let's dive into the deep stuff.
I saw a few of these.
So this is from my husband.
I'm like one-eyeing it as we're talking. I'm like, oh, this one's going to be good.
Yep. Candy, the world right now is very PC. So my question for you is, have you received any backlash from people who don't realize your system is racially diverse for what they may perceive as cultural appropriation of a Latin title? If so, how have you dealt with those people?
I have actually. And not, I wouldn't say backlash as much as like the eyebrow. Like, what are you doing in the Latin pageant? And, you know, I think that's why they're doing what they're doing. Is that, you know, as the world is becoming more and more inclusive, or actually as we're becoming more aware of inclusivity, I think that most of these pageants that were either, you know, like America, for example, was always the boys pageant. And now, you know, with the new owners, it has really changed a lot. I will say with the system that I'm in, I have gotten, you know, that question of, but you're not Latino. And I, you know, to that point, I am saying, but I am a competitor. And I am able to be on that stage just as much as anybody else is. And I have not been made to feel, anybody in the system, I have not been made to feel anything but welcome. So I will say that it's been more of an outsider's perspective than it has an insider's perspective, which is, I think, what they're trying to accomplish and change. There have been multiple people that are not Latino that have won this, Chevelle Brooks being one of those people. And I think they're just trying to bring more awareness to the fact that, you know, they absolutely want to be 100% inclusive. But when you hear that, you know, Latin title, or, you know, that then automatically the assumption is, well, then you have to be Latin in order to do this. So I think it's just cool to break the mold. You know, I'm breaking it in a couple of different fronts. I am, you know, not only am I not Latin, I'm not small. I spray in a hairline that's very old school of me. I still stack hair on the top of my head. You know, I don't do the whole lace front thing. So I enjoy kind of breaking the mold of beauty a little bit. I grew up in, like I said, in Kentucky. So it was a very Midwest way of thinking. The bigger the hair, the closer to Jesus is what everybody used to say. So, you know, I really think that that's kind of the break of the mold is really how I interpret it, not necessarily how anybody else does.
I love
That's
that.
exactly what they should want. They should want somebody that is that type, that can still represent a Latin title.
Yeah.
You know, you bring more to the table.
The extent of my Spanish is like hola, como estás? Like, you're not going to get a lot of, not that I don't want to learn it, but that's kind of the extent of my Spanish. You know, I grew up listening to Italian, so I can understand what's being said. I just can't regurgitate it.
Same. Another fantastic question here from Vicky. Do you have any rituals that you do in preparation before you take the stage during pageants? Candy, you can start with this one.
That's a great question, actually. I always say a prayer. You know, everybody believes in something, whether that be God, whether that be the flower at the doorstep. But I always say a prayer. But rituals, let's see. Not really. I'm total type A. So I am like super organized down to the T. Like, I know where every needle is inside every bag, inside every pack. Like, so my ritual really begins weeks before the pageant, because I am an absolute perfectionist. So it has, when I step foot, I know what in the, like, where each thing is going. So I'd say really my ritual starts weeks before in the preparation stage. And that's where like everything is methodical, from the way I pack something to what goes where, to where I know what order it's going to be in, so that it's, when I pull it out of the bag, it's ready to go. So I'll say that that's really where my rituals come into play.
I am the same way. I need to know, like, even in my drag room, it is chaos in here, but I know where stuff is. Like, I know what dresses are there and need to be hung up. There's last week's show, there's the week before, and they both go in that closet over there. But yeah, having that familiarity is such a good thing, and it's so soothing.
Yes.
It definitely. Ever since I started doing the show, I have not seen my dining table in months. Like, it's been missing for months ever since I started. I don't have a ritual either, other than trying not to freak out. You know, I've gotten so much better at organizing my drag, getting things, you know, neat, categorized, and things like that. And I haven't competed in about 5 years. So, but the most important thing for me is having the organization, making yourself a checklist of everything that you need, and going over it 5,000 times.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's not a ritual. It's just more about organization.
Yep. We have another very important question here, and it's something I think we can all relate to. And the question is from Victoria Ray Florence. Shots? Yes, please.
Bottoms
I like
up.
her.
Bottoms
I
up.
like her.
Bring them on. Another deep question from my fantastic husband. Actually, before we get to his question, my husband, for those who don't know, is a show director of a fantastic show here in the Harrisburg area. And he used to do what he liked to call Derek's Helpful Drag Tips. And he hasn't done it for a while, but he brought it back this week. So I thought I would share Derek's Helpful Drag Tip. And this isn't just for drag. This is just for everyone. It's shady, but here it is. Derek's Helpful Drag Tips, the long-awaited return. When you Photoshop your images so heavily that you no longer resemble a real person, you cannot tag yourself as your own makeup artist. Adobe beat your mug. Shots.
And I love every minute of it.
Yep. I mean, look at how gorgeous.
Brought to you by White Claw.
Brought to you by White Claw. I mean, look how fabulous and amazing Candy is. And, you know, she is brave enough to leave pictures like this on Facebook.
Amen, baby.
Hey, Candy, what you don't know about Jade is she will find
I think
that
Amethyst
photo.
was there that night, actually.
Was that when you did I'm 50?
Yes.
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 Yes, I was there that night. She put on a beaded white T-shirt that had
Yes,
stones
bitch,
on
a
it.
white
I was like,
t-shirt, red pants,
I
and
couldn't.
flats.
Yes.
I love it. So to get back to his actual question, Candy, does your title require a certain weight? I have heard tales of girls weighing themselves down internally with rolls of quarters and other such things to meet weight requirements for other plus size or at-large systems.
Yes. I won't sugarcoat it. I have run in systems where I have watched. It's one thing to be a big girl at a pageant. It's one thing to be the skinny girl at the big girl pageant. So I have seen girls that have worn. Now, there's tricks. I will say that they have most of the time caught the people that are doing this. However, when you're on the borderline, so for example, like for Continental Plus, Continental is a great system. I have nothing negative to say about it. But they do require their at-large contestants to be 225 or above. Because they feel that, you know, in that category, there's a difference, you know, of things that you can do. There's going to be a difference of, you know, what you're going to be able to wear in terms of a swimsuit. And if you look at some of the videos and things from that pageant, you're really able to see that there is, you know, there's a difference in classification between those girls. Now, I will say that there are some girls that are right there on that, you know, 220, not 225 cusp. That, you know, they'll wear their breastplate and they'll wear their pads and everything at weigh-in. So I will say that most pageant systems have required that you, if you are a male, that you're not padding, you're not wearing your breastplates and things of that nature, just to make sure that it is fair for everybody. I can't say that I haven't seen it happen, because I have. I will say for the pageant that I'm currently at, I have not seen a weight limit category yet. I think it was all based on what you were comfortable running at. I am comfortable in the plus category. I think sometimes, Jade and I were talking about this earlier, but I think sometimes the plus category is actually more of a fierce competition than some of the smaller girls' pageants, only because beauty is only going to get you so far. And as a big girl, sometimes there are some of us that are really beautiful, and there are sometimes some of us that, are not as beautiful. However, the talent is where that shows through. So, every big girl is not going to go around and buck the house down for 8.5 minutes. So when you see one that does, like Christina Kelly, or, somebody that, when that bitch was 600 pounds, God love her. And she was twirling around the stage like nobody's business. Now, they had to fix the foundation after she was done, but she was still twirling around that stage. I love her. She's one of my best friends in the world. I congratulate her. She's lost 380 pounds. She is so healthy, so happy, and I congratulate her every single time that I see her. But what an inspiration to see that woman dance around a stage for 8 minutes. Goodbye. I can do that for 5 minutes without wanting to die. So, you get a really big variation of talents and different things when you get to that larger size.
Yeah,
I had the honor of judging Christina Kelly at a pageant. And Christina, if you're watching, we would love to have you on Inside the Drag Closet. And I was just so blown away. She did this Mommy Dearest talent, and she did it with a puppet of Christina and ended up beating the hell out of a puppet. And I was like, I was enraptured, and I was confused.
And then shoots it with a fucking gun.
She shot it with a gun.
She shoots it with a gun.
Yeah. And I was dying. The only thing I could say to her was, the puppet was looking a little rough when you started, so you might want to zhuzh her up a bit. That's all I had. I was like, amazing.
Because you're left peeing your pants.
Yeah. Thank God I was padded that night, because...
Amen. Yeah. I've wet myself number of times.
And she drew her lip like way out here. Her mouth was so big. It was one.
They almost touch her hairline.
Yes. Yes.
We have we got a beautiful comment here. I believe this was in response to Diamond Dish from Orion Angel. My 4-year-olds inspire me. I teach the change I want to see in the world. I see them every day being loving and accepting and discovering the world around them. Just seeing their smiles and hearing how happy they are to see me keeps me going.
That's fantastic.
Indeed. Yeah. It's never too young to teach your children and inspire your children to be the best that they can be, because they truly are the future of our society. Yep. They really are. So give them all the good tools while you can. Send them forward in a positive way. Absolutely.
Yeah. Ooh. And to follow that up, Orion asked a really fun question. If you could portray any character in a Broadway musical, who would you be?
Oh my.
I would be Frau Blucher in Young Frankenstein.
You would.
Or Bertha in Pippin. Or I would play Potiphar's wife in Joseph and only have one line.
Nice.
That's it. Show up, say a line, done.
I would probably be Esmeralda. Contact.
Ooh.
You look like Esmeralda.
Thank you.
Gypsy bitch. I would say Mama Morton from Chicago.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice.
Just sassy.
Yes. Okay.
That's a fun question.
That is a good one.
Thank you for that.
I want to do an all lip sync performance of a Broadway show at some point. Like, if COVID hadn't shut everything down, this whole year would have just been every different troupe doing 6. Which
I'm out.
All right. Flipping through the questions a little bit more. Oh, this is a cute one. Candy was talking about putting kids in drag. When you've had kids at shows who've put on makeup and tried performing, how many times did they want to do it again or have wanted to keep doing makeup and costumes at other times? Like, did you have any repeats?
We have not had a repeat, actually. What does happen is the parents come back. So we've had a couple of kids where we've done this for them. And the parents are actually who initiated it. So, hey, we've got our 6-year-old really just wants to be a drag queen. And he watches RuPaul's Drag Race all the time. And so that just touches my heart. They're so innocent, and it's just you want them to have such a good time. And, they go around and they get to collect the dollars. And sometimes they make more money than we do. And it's fantastic. And, I've not had somebody that wants to keep coming back, only because I think, scheduled kids and things like that, it's more of a one-time, hey, we're going to go out and do this kind of thing. But, I have seen more of the storybook time and reading to kids at the library, and more so of that this year, or doing like a story time on virtual live. I've seen more of that this year than I have in a very, very long time. And it's really cool to see that parents are engaging their children in something that is different. So I applaud you if you are those parents like Orion. I can't begin to smile enough for those parents that are really doing that for their kids, because it just makes it easier, even if they're not different, even if they're not, the child that comes out as gay or as bi or as trans, even if they're just the ally for that person that is getting picked on. They're that person in the crowd that walks up to them and says, hey, I will be your friend. You are cool. That is truly important. It doesn't necessarily have to be that they want to be the drag queen.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. It's just having that ally, that support is just as important, than playing the role of being. And, especially at Pride Fest, when you see those kids walk up with that dollar, the light that is on their face, baby, cannot replace anything.
That is the rainbow.
Yeah.
Yep.
That is the true rainbow. When that little 2-year-old can barely stand up and they're shaking, holding that dollar up to you because they want to see the princess, that is why we do drag right there.
And it gives them permission to use their imagination. It gives them permission to play. It tells them you can be what you want. You can live any life you want. Just enjoy yourself.
Exactly.
Speaking of telling everyone to enjoy what they do, the next question is one of my favorite questions. What are some things you feel are very overdone in the drag world? And I am telling you, it's a beautiful song. I have heard it so many times. I'm good. You don't need to tell me. I know.
I know.
Taglines.
Oh?
Taglines are what it is. If I hear one more person click their lip or taglines, that's someone else's. Find your own. That's one thing that's like, you're sitting in a show and you've heard the same. Girl, that's Alexis Mateo's tagline. What's yours? I paid $18 to see yours.
That's true.
So.
That's very true. The fact, I like to see originality.
Yes.
especially if you're paying, $15, $20 to get in the door. I don't want to see you do other people.
Yes.
You know what I mean? They're already making a profit off that. You're not going.
Correct.
In fact, you're going to lose money. Other people.
Yes.
Did. Just be you.
Amen.
Yes, me too.
And if you want to do the I am telling you, go out and do a different version of it. So do something where like you are flailing around on the ground. You are dragging some little twink boy out the curtain. Like you want to do it, then do it.
Yes.
Don't do the same old I am telling you. No, that's boring.
That is boring. But I'll tell you what, if Chevelle Brooks or Christina Kelly come out and do it, they're going to do it. They're going to do the damn thing. Yes, ma'am.
Alrighty. Next question. Well, we got one here. We're going to address this one quickly. From Amber, is Divas going to open in June? No, unfortunately, Amber. We are working on coming back in July. Derek is doing his best to bring the show back, but we're not there yet. We still have some details to work out, but trust me, he's working on it.
He's trying to find new divas, hon.
Oh, shady.
I've been on that list for a while.
Orion is full of the great questions tonight. This is another good one. How do you deal with fans who are being inappropriate, either by messenger or in person? I get a lot of unwanted dick pics. So I channel my inner Cards Against Humanity, and I send them the biggest, blackest dick I can find.
And they're
like, do you like that? I'm like, do you like that? And they're usually like, ooh, that looks really nice. And I'm like, but that's not. Oh, you're not even paying attention. Okay.
Yeah.
I send them a prolapsed asshole.
There you go. That'll do it.
Sometimes.
And you got to be careful with that because there's those ones out there that are like, that's exactly.
Yes. Well, I will say with these, right, I get all the chasers.
Yeah.
All of them.
Yeah.
It's dirty.
Yeah.
I do the same thing, though. I like to play around with them for a minute. I'm like,
I know. It's nice that appreciation there, but this is not that is for that's not the purpose. And they're always like, "Oh, can I see pictures of it?" I'm like, "Well, obviously you found me on Facebook. There's 3,000 pictures of me."
Right.
Facebook. So I send them pictures of like my cat or the food I had the night before, and they're like, "No, I want to see sexy pictures." And I'll send them pictures of like a landscape or some bullshit. Like, no. Stop.
I don't. If you're into something, why don't you do your homework about it first? Like, if you're into, drag, that's cute, but do your research on what drag is,
Right.
Are you into girls who like to dress up and cross-dress? Are you into performance art? Because if you're into performance art, everything's got a price. But, yeah.
See her after the show.
My OnlyFans is non-existent. I don't have one.
No, let's talk about some of the bitches that are actually doing that.
Kudos to them. Like, I was watching the pit stop with Trixie Mattel. She had Shea Coulee on. And, what?
Get you $1, bitch. Yes.
Shea Coulee flat out advertised her OnlyFans on the pit stop. And I was like, yes, go for it. Get the money.
No, if someone's going to pay for it, there's a bank account it can go in.
Bro, I tell you what, I never thought I'd live to see the day.
Right?
Everyone's selling booty hole on the internet these days.
Thank you, COVID.
Oh, free!
All it took was a global pandemic.
For $3 a month, you can see this booty hole.
Well, that's the new tagline of the show. Just remember, for $3 a month. When we set up our Patreon for Inside the Drag Closet, Anastasia will be posting whole pics for everyone to buy.
Oh, she will, her nasty. I can't.
Brad,
I love you, daughter.
That was said with love. It's also true.
Yeah.
From the fantastic Jamie Angel, do you have any kind of checklist or an organizational chart to help those of us who are less naturally organized to organize our drag costuming, makeup, props, etc.? As I am starting to get more costumery and props, it is overwhelming for our small apartment. So Candy, Jamie just started doing drag. They are amazing, and I'm excited to see where they go with their drag. But do you have any advice in that department?
I have I don't like drag in my personal space. So I'm really weird about that. I know that not everybody has the ability to not have it in their personal space, which is perfectly fine. But I do have a couple of tricks that I've come up with over the years. For example, all of my jewelry is magnetic. I don't do the whole glue your earrings on thing anymore. I tore my ears up years and years ago with doing that. So all of my jewelry is magnetic backed. What I do is I went to our local Home Depot, and for like $2, I bought a stainless steel sheet, and I hung it up on the back of a closet door, and all of my earrings attach to that. I take a magnet and I put it on the back of a 3M hook, put it on there, and all of my bracelets, all of my necklaces, everything hangs on the back of a closet door. That way you don't see it. You shut the closet and it's gone. I do the same thing with my wigs. All of my wigs. I know some girls do the wigs that are all on wig heads and things of that nature. I'm old school. The shake and go, style it on your head is the way that I do it. So all of my wigs hang on 3M hooks right on the wall. Or if you don't have 3M hooks and you're looking for a more economical option, little picture nails. And tap right into your wall, and you can hang them all right like that. As far as tips and tricks for organizing, if you're somebody like me that doesn't like to see it all, I used to take a garment bag, a large plastic garment bag, and I would do all of my categorizing of costumes in my closet. So I would do like all of my dance costumes were in one plastic bag. All of my gowns were in one plastic bag. Now, I will say not everybody is the same. My drag mother has kept every ounce of fabric since she started 326 years ago. I am not that way. I believe that drag is something that you can share and evolve. So I actually wear something a couple of times and then I sell it. So I make my own costumes. I'm self-sufficient in that way. So what I do is I'll make it and then I sell it. So my drag closet never has more than, 5 to 10 items in it, because I'm circulating it. I believe in buying things from other girls too, and you can kind of reimagine and reinvent them. Add some stones, add a little of your own touch to it, and then do the same thing, sell it again. That's kind of the way that I organize my own closet. That way I know that, my space is my space. The other thing that I do, I have a garage, and in our garage is where I keep like all of my shoes and everything. So I did a ledge on the wall, with a piece of wood, and I hang the heel on the ledge, so that everything is just hanging kind of right there. But little tips and tricks. Yeah, absolutely. For organization and that kind of stuff.
That's amazing. I'm lucky enough Jade has her own room in my house. It was our guest room, and then we were like, the futon's taking up too much space. Jade needs more crap. But yeah, I try to keep it pretty contained. Like right now, our dining room table has my sewing machine on it for some other projects I'm working on. Ironically, not drag stuff. Well, stuff that's Ren Fair stuff that's going to become drag stuff, because that's my life. Wear it at a Ren Fair, put it on in drag.
Fabric's expensive, bro.
Right. Remember how I said everyone's going to be doing 6? Look out, America. Stay tuned. But yeah, I like to keep styled wigs there. and then I have a Tupperware bin of shake and goes because I like to do a bit of both. I have a lovely mannequin over in the corner that is not my size, so she is currently holding a McGonagall robe.
They never
Stay
make
tuned,
them
America. It's gonna get weird. But yeah, just find your way to do it. And what I like is I love doing drag. I love everything about it, and I love not looking at it when I'm not in drag.
Amen.
Yep.
My drag is all spilled several of my house. Not how you do it. I have one drag. The room that I'm in, my drag has everything. You know, there are things sitting out, but they're all neat and organized. I have little plastic bins for everything. All my jewelry is colored, organized, things like that. And it's so important because when you go to get ready in drag, the last thing you want is a room full of order, cluster, whatever. Like, it's so important for the makes your drag go on much easier. It's just a better experience.
Yep. Alrighty. Next question from Alicia. This is a doozy. When judging or critiquing pageants, how do you do it if you have friends or family in it without them either being upset without, or being upset without, I think that's a typo, or others thinking you are choosing them because you know them?
You know, I have on several occasions judged my own drag children and some of my own personal best friends. And I tell them prior to that pageant, I am there to do a job, and I will do that job, and I will do my job based off what you present that evening. There are no, you know, friends or friends with benefits sort of thing. You are here to do a pageant. I am here to do a job. That is exactly.
Yep. Candy, have you been in that situation?
Oh. I'll be honest. Yes, I've been in this situation a couple of times. And as your friend, I'm going to judge you harsher than I would judge anyone else in the room.
That's right.
Is it fair? No, it's not fair. But as your friend, one, I'm not going to let you walk out there looking like an idiot beforehand. And if you do walk out like an idiot on stage, then you get what's coming to you in your critiques. So I will say that I've been more difficult on the people that I'm friends with than I have been on some of the people that I really don't know.
That's valid.
Yeah.
I have judged three of my, well, one of them I judged before they became my drag kid, but two of my other drag kids, I have judged them in pageants before, and I've told them both, I love you. You will not be getting a handout from mom. I want you to earn it. And they're amazing. They're sickening performers. I love them. My drag son, Mikkel, frequently stops by to drop off shoes that he no longer fits into because he knows his feet are significantly bigger than mine. But, like, I love my kid. He keeps on dropping off size 10s. I'm like, honey, I'm an 8.
You know what that means, right? Amethyst?
Oh, yes, I do.
Small socks, bitch.
Fat.
We found out who the bottom of that relationship is.
Oh.
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 Oh. So we have a couple more questions. We are reaching the end of our time, but we're going to... How dare you? How...
And honestly, just to piggyback on that, it doesn't do anybody any favors if you're scoring people that are your friends. Like, if your pantyhose are showing, if your pads are showing, if your makeup is terrible, if your hair is a mess, I'm going to tell you about it because you're being picked to be a representative of a title that I am probably a former. But, you know, it doesn't do anybody any favors by showing favoritism. Friend.
I once experienced a situation, I'm not going to name names because, that's not cute. But a girl was going around saying, I won this pageant because I sent nudes to the promoter. And I'm like, That makes you
Talk
look
about
like an
me
asshole.
like that. I'm sitting right here.
Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. But yeah, she was bragging about it. I was like, girl, that's
Mine
nothing to
scare
brag
people
about.
away.
Like, that just makes you all look bad.
It does. It's
Speaking of which, Daniel Jackson has a fantastic question here. Do you ever encounter a talent so many times that you're like, oh God, not this again?
Absolutely.
And yeah. I am telling you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I hear one more Joella Plus remix.
Yeah. And they're
one
fun.
More whip crack. Yep. All of it.
Get on up. Get on up.
Oh, man.
Get on up.
Get on up and sit down.
Sit it down.
Sit down.
Oh, I love it. Get on up and sit her down.
Exactly.
No.
Well, kids,
Yes,
we are reaching the end of our show for this evening. So I want to give everybody a chance to say a few last words to everybody. And Amethyst, go ahead and take it away.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for our show. It's always
louder.
Louder for the people in the back. Thank you for watching us. Buy our merch, and we love you. Candy, thank you for being with us tonight. You were such a joy and a pleasure being here with us. I hope to have you back again in the future, and I hope to see you very soon.
You will.
Person. Oh, yes, ma'am. Thank you, and good night.
Candy, any last words for everyone?
Absolutely. So I just want to tell you, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. I know a lot of you personally, and I really appreciate your support and your love. In the words of a good friend of mine, make sure that you live, you laugh, and you love today, because tomorrow is never promised. So make sure that you take a moment, like Amethyst said earlier, and share that love with somebody else, so that they know that you're there and that you're somebody that they can lean on. Thank you guys so much, and I hope you have a great evening.
Yay.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Candy, it has been so much fun getting to know you. Like, you are amazing. I feel like this is the beginning of a fantastic friendship.
Absolutely.
You crack me up. Amethyst, speak louder.
Get some 5G, girl.
Louder!
Shit.
I got 5G.
That's a lie. That is a lie.
That's what it says right there.
That's a lie.
It's a lie.
That's
she earned it from her OnlyFans.
I don't have an OnlyFans.
Bring it to you live from T-Mobile.
From Sprint, yes.
As Amethyst said a little while ago, make sure you check out our merch. We still have it all available. We've got our tie-dye shirts, our sticker packs. We've got fanny packs for you, kids. They're still there. Yeah. We've got masks and gaiters, hopefully for not much longer. And, of course, we've got T-shirts and hoodies. So make sure you check that out. You can find that link. Where'd I put it? Just go to www.jadedevere.com/merch. If you have any questions for us or you have any ideas for the show, you can always send those to InsideTheDragCloset@gmail.com. We hope you all had a fantastic time this evening. I definitely had an amazing time tonight. You showed so much love to all of us. There were a lot of names I had not seen before, so I hope all of Candy's followers keep watching the show. That would be amazing. Candy, we would love to have you back sometime.
Absolutely.
You have been just an absolute joy to get to know this evening. But we have reached the point of the evening where there's only one thing left to say, and that is to say goodnight, kids.
Good night,
kids.
Bye, guys.
Ah.
You've been listening to WLFE-DB.com, where our shows are your shows.